His wife just like, here, take all that. He's like, I don't care. She didn't want any of the bullet, you know.
Yeah.
He just wants it all, wanted it all gone. So since there was question in the safety of it, you can have it. But it's a sniper rifle, so it's like,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
how many people need 2,500 rounds of sniper
Yeah.
rifle?
How many do you go through in a year?
I don't go through any because I don't shoot it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
50 caliber.
No, it's
Oh, there's
Hey
Mr.
there,
Albert.
Barry.
got
Can you hear us?
caliber.
Can you hear us?
Oh, yeah.
You can't hear us.
Don't
Can
have-
you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hmm,
Uh,
okay, unfortunately, I can't hear you.
Turn up your hearing aid.
Okay,
oh,
Whoa, hello.
so
that got loud. What did you do?
let's go here.
Holy cow. Looks like it's working.
Our microphone goes beep, 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 beep.
Hello, hello, hello.
Output volume
Yeah.
doesn't look good. Well, except when he talks, I guess that's where that's coming from. Boom.
Can you hear us? Barry?
Okay,
He is. You're very loud now. Oh, that's interesting. Can you hear us? It looks like ours is working.
We can hear us. Can you hear you?
I can hear me.
Listen, you smell that?
That's a great line.
hmm. Still can't hear you, so let's see what else is possibly screwed up. Hmm.
We just picked up our. I drove right past me.
You drove right past me. Let's flip it to
Oh, yeah, there you go.
flip it to that. Oh,
Hmm.
not the display port. We don't need the audio from the display port. That's the output. We need the snowball. Okay, can you hear us? I take that as no.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
All right, that didn't work.
It was already set for snowball.
You're lighting up. Microphone up
Speaker.
there.
Snowball. Here, let's do this. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, see, that's got to be an art problem.
It's an art problem. Because you can see the
Yeah, you could see the thing he's moving.
going up and down on the presenter mics.
Hello, hello. We are talking.
Okay.
We are talking. We are talking. Can you hear us? We are talking. Stuff looks good on my side, Art.
Hmm.
Hello, hello, hello.
Get your Windows box, you'll be fine.
Sure. So my spare computer I use
1,
for
2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
less than legal stuff. Did a Microsoft update and it bricked it.
Ruh-roh.
Of course it did. It's Microsoft.
I'm just floored though. I mean, I did the update and shut down and I went to bed, and when I got up, it won't turn on. The fans spin up and there's a green light, that's it. The drives don't power all the way up, the system doesn't do anything else. I don't have any video, no error codes. It's like the BIOS is just gone.
Yeah, so you say they whacked your BIOS. You got, well, you can't boot from the DVD.
I can't boot from nothing. The USBs don't power up.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, they got a good one.
that's
Yeah.
funky.
They,
Well, they do flashes now, BIOS flashes, and I'm guessing I needed a BIOS update. But I mean, I went to bed, so I don't know what it did. It was off when I got up and it's dead. I mean, I've spent like most of this week dicking with it and I can't get it to do.
you should be able to boot the BIOS from a brick, right?
Can you hear us?
Not
Reload the
usually.
original BIOS. They won't do that.
Sometimes depending on how
Can you hear us?
resilient the BIOS is, if you fail so many times, it'll go back to a previous version. But I don't know how to trigger it on that box. It's a Lavono.
Art disappeared.
But yeah, I mean, I hated the box, but it was a nice, quiet little low power. It was like a laptop in a desktop case. Cause it took like the laptop power supply. It was the chips on the motherboard. It's not anything replaceable.
Well, if Steve shows up, we'll have to ask him, but I think there's some of the updates for Linux are starting to
Brick stuff too.
not brick it, but do
Break
the BIOS.
Oh,
updates.
well, it's like, at first I just figured, I was like, well, okay, it's not it's something I'm doing stupid, but I mean, I pulled everything. I pulled the receipt, the RAM chips and all the cabling and the power, the only thing left I haven't done is replace the power brick, because I don't have another Lavono stupid little square pluggy thing.
Can you hear us? Art, can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
I don't think Art can hear us.
For some reason.
Like,
That's odd not to be able to hear someone,
Yeah, it's kind of like, why my computer not turn on anymore too?
Yeah, exactly. Oops. Yeah, he needs a reboot. You should know that from your Windows days. Reboot.
Reboot. Yeah, kind of scared now. Just like my other box need to update the BIOS really bad. So I guess I'm gonna have to do it too before it tries to do something stupid.
And now they've helped me. Now my computer's operating differently. They're interesting.
hello.
Hello, I can hear you now.
Yay!
That's a little loud, guys. Okay, just a moment. Let me adjust it.
You were doing to us earlier.
You were very, very loud earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
we thought God was talking.
Recording in progress.
Yep, I can hear us.
Okay.
We're getting out of that.
Okay.
The echo test, make sure I could hear us.
Okay.
Uh,
So the sound's okay now?
Yeah, I can adjust this on the TV a bit,
Oh, hey, baby.
as long as you can hear us.
I can hear you just fine.
So,
I get occasional echoes, but
Oh,
I don't know about the echo. But
all right. Yeah, they'll be happy to see that.
Oh, somebody's been shopping a little.
Yeah.
I've got something for you, Art.
Yeah, the bid.
Yeah, let me find it.
I've tried to avoid it lately.
I will put a link in the chat. You might,
Yeah, you have to watch.
you might know about this.
Baby items there.
I need to
Yeah,
know.
I sent you and Jim a link earlier.
But for a nickel, I mean,
Was it-
you pass it up for a nickel.
The stair climbing
Of
robot.
course, now they have a.
It was about the air quality control
Oh,
and I just didn't,
I think.
I didn't really have a time to read it.
I put the thing about the stair climbing robot in the news.
Order freight charge.
Okay,
You know,
that was what I wanted to show you guys.
Oh, okay.
It's still a crock if you're buying.
It's on
50 cent stuff
just
for-
go to the meeting notes and go to the Grand Poobah stuff.
There's several things I wouldn't have bought. if it
And it'll be the
wasn't
first one there. I think it's the first. If you beat me to the hummingbird pictures. Hurry up.
So I assume you're sending me the thing about the smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah, that,
I don't see the smoke now. Earlier today, there was smoke everywhere on this thing.
well, it looks pretty smoky there, down along the,
Yeah, DC and New York supposed to be bad.
Atlantic coast.
Yeah, but there was smoke clear down, in Kentucky. Our conditions have changed. We used to be high, so maybe the smoke is cleared out. I just found that to be an interesting map.
Yep,
Oh, now I'm seeing smoke. Now there's some smoke. I just had to zoom far enough in, I guess.
yeah.
Wow. It's fire.airnow.gov.
Yep. Yeah, they publish all the time, but it's not newsworthy unless it's really smoky. Apparently New York is getting hammered pretty hard.
I say New York City was really bad yesterday.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of orange skies in New York and stuff, almost like those pictures from California when the sky.
Yeah,
When LA was orange. I think it was LA.
well, Northern California also got it pretty bad a couple of years ago. So far, knock wood, we've been pretty fortunate in California this year. And we had a lot of rainstorms in the early spring, which probably helped that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Barbara's been staying inside. She's got pretty bad asthma and she has to be very careful around us. I can smell the smoke, but fortunately it doesn't affect me in the same way.
We got new puppies. Have you seen the new puppies?
Puppies.
Puppies, yeah. Let me show you our new puppies.
Okay.
Someday, maybe. There they are. They'll be back.
Where did
Are
puppies
they
come
black or
from?
white puppies?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Raccoons.
Call Ray.
Yeah. We're gonna need Ray to handle this.
Dad's gotten 2 on the last day. And a groundhog.
Oh, Mama Raccoon's sitting there looking at you like, I'm gonna take that camera out one of these days.
Yeah, mother and 3 babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, groundhog and 3 babies.
That's just, yeah, that's a standard 3 babies for that area.
With all
And
the-
usually the road gets a couple.
all of the green beans are gone as of yesterday. 3 rows of green beans, poof. So Dad was on a shooting spree last night.
Oh,
But we got, so we got 1 raccoon and 1 groundhog, and then one of the raccoons was in the trap this morning. But he missed the groundhog 4 times.
What was he shooting with?
I don't know if it was a little 22 or if it's his high-powered air rifle. He's got a couple little things that it was just funny to watch him going across the porch here. They got away. I wish I had a video a couple years ago. One of the neighbors had like a dozen ducks, and he puts grain out for the deer or whatever.
Oh.
All those ducks figured out there was grain in the yard, man, and they come around in a little mob and just quack, 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 quack. And he had his horse whip driving around in the yard with the lawnmower, just whipping at those ducks, chasing them across the field, trying to get them out of our yard for like an hour.
You could YouTube that, you could probably make it look.
That's what I was saying. We'd have made some nice money. Because me and my mom were doubled over on the porch watching. This is the most comical thing I don't see. Dad, it takes him so much to get worked up, man, but they had him living like nothing's that. The ducks would go this way, and then the mower would go back.
Well, the Canadian geese around here are the ones that are kind of annoying, and they go after anything that doesn't move.
Like I said, geese are mean. Luckily, I don't have any issues with them. For as many ponds that are around right there, I'm kind of surprised we don't have any geese.
Having trouble showing the screen. There it is. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
Apparently, this is not yet available. It's like a Kickstarter kind of a thing. And you put in so much money, and then that entitles you to buy one when it comes out. And they are currently forecasting about $1,000 for the things.
Yeah, I saw, this isn't the same one I saw. I saw one that was very, very similar to this. It would raise itself up, shove itself over onto the stairs, and then pull its legs up. And do the whole thing over and over again. But its legs moved together, not independently.
It makes sense that you move them independently, so because you don't have the balance problem of moving both of them.
Yeah.
You'd have a balance question.
I'll see if I can find the video. This one was more like a box. The box would roll up and it would pull the whole box. It was like an elevator.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
I'd like to see them do a helix staircase though.
Yeah, when he goes to the right, notice that he can just keep going to the right. So be aware, you're gonna have to detect the end of the stair. Yeah, so they probably have that built in, easy enough.
Well, that stair looks
you-
like it's got a plexiglass wall on it there.
Yeah. Also, he's got to back up because he didn't get the front edge. He's got to back up to the edge and do it back and forth too. So yeah, doable.
Isn't too fancy. Might replace people.
Did they say why they had two independent legs moving?
I'm sorry,
Did it say anywhere why the legs are independent or the wheels are independent?
I don't think there were a lot of technical details. There was a lot of hoopla about how great it was and so forth, but and battery charging and so forth and so on, but they didn't go into a lot of detail about the robotic motion.
And developmental theory, they probably not gonna say a lot.
Well, they're supposed to be first released sometime in August, so they got to be fairly close to be forecasting that. Now, who knows what the reality is? I'm guessing that they didn't say August which year,
Yeah, that's always a good point.
some August in the future.
In a not too distant future.
The thing my problem is, does it do cat hair? If it doesn't do cat hair, it doesn't matter what it can do.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's interesting. My daughter and son-in-law have two of them, one upstairs and one of them downstairs. Not this type, obviously, but the more classic Roomba, whatever. And they've got two of them simply because of the stair climbing thing. They've got a substantial stairwell between the first and second level, and so and they, I think one of them's an older one and one of them is a more current model.
It'd be fun to put it on an escalator.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I live with this, by the way. Typical response.
Well, not too many homes have escalators in these days, but I suppose there are some.
Probably are. Some people have too much money that they don't know what to do with, so.
Well,
It's good to have more money than you got sense, like my dad used to say. Yeah.
yeah, one of my colleagues in the air conditioning school of San Jose had a contract with Steve Jobs' widow to take care of the modernize their air conditioning system, and they put in these deep wells and so forth and so on. So, and they definitely, here's a woman who is the widow of a guy who, when he died, owned 6% of Disney. So, she definitely, and she was very unforgiving in what you were doing to her estate. But she paid the bills. So, Vicente.
Hi, how are you? Hi,
Pretty good. You?
are you in Ohio?
No, this is my office in Milford. No, I've been in Milford now for
Before it's Ohio.
Yeah. That's all right.
so
Okay,
Go right past you.
right.
what do you do? Come up 275?
Yeah, I had to go to Milford though to get my car inspected for repairs from a car wreck. There at Ford. Whatever that Ford place is there on the main drag. Just Juicy or something.
Oh, yeah, Mike, whatever
Mike,
his name is.
Yeah. I had a lady pull out in front of me Saturday. About 2 car lengths away, 35 miles an hour.
Hello.
So she's still around?
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of nervous they might total my car though, just because it's 17 years old and has 315,000 miles on it.
I think you would be justified in being nervous there. My guess is that is totaled. Of course, you can buy it back after you have your car totaled.
That's,
You can,
I'm kind of tempted if that's what goes down, because it's like, I don't know what they'd give me for it, but it's like just for the parts in it, and what I just stuck into the battery and everything last summer. I was like, I really don't want to give it up.
yeah, well, I had a car totaled, let's see, 5 years ago or so. And went to the insurance company and bought it back, and it's still on the road. My son-in-law has it, but it's still on the road and it's still running good. And the repairs on it were not that great. It was mostly body work. So
Yeah, well, that's what I'm kind of hoping that it kind of slides past, just because it's like a bunch of plastic clip-on crap. So, but there's a nick in the hood, and the assembly that where the hood latches is all pulled down. So that might get to where it gets a little expensive to fix, because that's more than just the rubber stuff. But
so front wheel drive, rear wheel drive.
front wheel. So the front rubber bumper is all mashed into the styrofoam, and there's a hole like it where it rubbed all through there, all that rubber plastic or whatever hitting the back end of the other car.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's really just all the plastic on the front of the car needs to be replaced. But of
Call it all with events and
course, I don't know what it looks like under the plastic, but
The problem you run into with a 17-year-old car is that the replacement parts may or may not be available.
yeah, well, that's
So you go to one of these places that's a pick
Spare
and
parts.
pay. And
place. Well, so that's the tricky part too. It's Prius, so all the parts are pretty interchangeable still. But they've never really changed the model. They just look a little different, but I think they still all attach the same. So, but I don't know if they'd put a newer bumper on it or not. But getting a Generation 2 bumper might be a little tricky now. I'd have never thought that they would pitch that kind of stuff, but my dad hit a pothole the other day and it bent the rim on his car. And ironically, they pitched all the rims from the car. So he had to buy like an aftermarket one. The 2 or 3 junkyards that still have a 16-year-old steel 4-lug rim wanted like $280, and a brand new one was like 70. So that seemed a little odd to me. You think junkyards would hang on to that kind of stuff because they still sell, you know?
Yeah, but what kind of volume you get? You got time is money.
Yeah,
They're
but
taking up space.
pile of rims sitting on a rack in a, you know, in a junkyard though is not any different than the 500 cars in a pile. I don't know, it just seems strange to me to pitch rims.
no, this is the one you were talking. Oh, no, that's cool.
This is, it's very, very similar to the one that was on Kickstarter not too long ago. Only the one on Kickstarter was all metal.
In a vacuum cleaner.
No, it wasn't a vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
It was meant to carry stuff, heavy stuff upstairs.
Hmm.
But it was basically this. It was in more of a box. But this is basically what it was.
It was kind of silly. Looks like a homemade jobber.
This one does, yeah. This looks like something we could laser cut over at Ray
Yeah, right.
Or down the hall.
or down the hall.
We need some couple of linear actuators.
They have one of his lasers, don't they?
No, they don't have one of his, but
Oh.
it's similar enough. But yes, this is very, very similar to what I saw, which made me kind of go, why have the two legs move or the,
Oh, different solutions.
yeah,
I mean,
different.
Of course, that rubs up against the side with the.
Yeah, as you say,
Yeah.
you're gonna mess up the carpet.
And
I suppose if you had carpet on your steps, that might be a problem.
yeah, the other one fits down into a box. And that thing's got two long rods that you gotta ship with it. So shipping would be a disadvantage.
But now, how do they come down? Do they just?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
Yeah, they
stopped-
just go off the edge and go.
I stopped the video before it came back
Well, I
down.
figured out when I saw it starting to back up, but I was like, the other one, how's it come down? Does it flip through both legs over the edge and then lower itself?
I stopped the video before this one came back down. This is basically, it's the same thing in reverse.
Yeah.
It gets to the edge and
detects the edge and then drops over, hangs over that.
And drives off and then
Yeah,
uses the other legs to be a brace.
You know, it looks like if you had a really narrow stair, that might.
Oops.
So that's what I was saying about a helix staircase.
But that other design looks like it would be a little more flexible with it, so.
The spiral staircase, that's what you need.
Yeah,
my,
hey, we just finished the handrail for that last week. I'm so glad that's off the table and the house is sold. It's their problem now.
the you remember like some of the old schools had stair climbing robots that were basically tanks, just treads that would go up because they couldn't put elevators in when the
Oh, you mean for like the chair?
for the
Take people up?
wheelchairs, yeah. Those things were pretty awesome.
Yeah. I've
Um,
seen those for a long time.
Yeah, those things were expensive. But that's basically the design that I saw though, where it was more enclosed in a box. And you had a stable platform up on top that you could put like a basket, put groceries in or something and would carry them upstairs for you.
There's some places in the country where that'd be nice.
There's some places where I live where that would be nice.
Down there in well, it might have been Chimney Rock Valley or somewhere down there. Where the people's houses are up on the ridge and they got like 180 steps to get up to their house. And you look at that and it's like, why in the world would you want to haul groceries up that every week? The one house actually had like a platform where you put all the stuff on and it went up like a trolley.
When we moved
Lifter.
into the apartment. And, you know, trying to get used to those stairs. I threatened to put like a painter's elevator up because I was like, I don't want to carry crap up these stairs.
Yeah. Put them on a scaffolding.
Put them on a scaffold.
Grab them from the window.
One of the, you know, it's a ladder with like a little thing that goes click, 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 click up the rungs. Yeah, that's my solution.
Outdoor dumb elevator. Put a button on it. Reel
We
them up.
had scaffolding all the way up to the top of a containment building at the nuclear plant. And I made the mistake of walking all the way up to the top on those scaffolding stairs and made it down and kissed the ground. Not again.
Can't imagine why.
What's going on, Mr. Vicente? What's going on?
Dealing with the very low language. spending a lot of time translating schematics to the computer that doesn't work as it's supposed to. So learning and learning how to do stuff. Maybe in a couple of months, I'll have something working. That was
You getting any deer pictures though? Yeah, you getting deer pictures now?
I told you I moved the camera to another place.
Yeah, you hadn't
I
downloaded.
didn't download anything yet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe next time.
You'll probably have some good pictures.
Let's see. But by night they are black and white, right?
Yeah.
I saw a couple of what was myself going into the shed, but everything was black and white by night. So this is the night vision mode.
You can usually catch them well before it's dark. You'll catch one, and in the evening. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. You'll love it.
I'm seeing a lot of deers by day, but
Yeah,
they are
it's a 20 megapixel
everywhere.
trail cam. 20 megapixel. Can you imagine that? And it's actually wonderful for 50, 60 bucks or 40 bucks. Now you get the 20
each
megapixels.
picture is like, well, you can configure as you go along, but now each picture is 5 meg. So it's a medium resolution, but I can use more resolution. Each picture may be close to 10 meg.
Oh, okay.
So do you use any bait like corn or anything like that to get them there?
Use what?
Bait.
Bait.
Corn.
No. Just
Yeah,
I am pointing to a passage in the back of the house. So
I used to put corn out, and I said that's just a stupid thing to do, because it's going to get the deer up near the highway, and that somebody's going to get killed, or a deer is going to get killed, and I don't want that. If they come up, they come up. If they don't, that's fine. Don't try to encourage them.
So what camera does the best video recording so far?
Just any of those trail cams are I like them. I think they're amazing. I've got probably the best one I got is a 12 megapixel, and I've got a 20 megapixel Canon.
this one
Just a sure shot
you
type
can
deal.
configure everything. If you want a picture or if you want a movie,
Yeah.
the duration.
Well, I found out that I did away with the pictures. I do all videos,
Yeah.
because what you find out is the quality of each frame is 100%.
The frame you want.
Yeah, and just do a screenshot or whatever you want, but it's 100% every time. That's what I found out with all my security cameras. I did away with snapshots. Don't need them.
Yeah.
The freeze frame is 100% resolution.
That's why I was just curious what kind of camera you thought was the best, but
Yeah, I use the Rio links, and the best resolution I've got is a 5. So yeah, I'm way down there. But these trail cams, the 20s are out now.
yeah.
And once they come out, they all go to the same price, $50, 37. They start at 37 to $50.
I was saying, I haven't looked at trail. Last time I looked at a trail cam, they were like $200 or $300 each.
Yeah.
But they seem
They're down now, and the picture
cellular.
quality is superb. I mean, and the audio is amazing too.
I just want something I can stick around the house and
Yeah,
be on the Wi-Fi or something.
you can buy one for probably $35, at least 12 megapixel. 12 is just amazing. They're amazing.
What do you use for your software control?
Software, these are trail cam. Oh, you're talking about for my
On
surveillance?
your computer.
Real Link. I use Real just use any player. If you're just they're on SD chips,
No.
or you can upload them.
Download.
They're JPEGs. They're JPEG, baby.
I thought you like when you were viewing them here and stuff that you got some kind of interface computer at the house that. So you can
Oh.
watch them.
When I'm looking, when I'm viewing them here, I use Reolink here is one of the better ones. A Reolink is surveillance.
Right.
The trail cams you just download. You don't look at them directly ever.
Yeah.
You can do direct access, but it's USB.
Yeah.
But Reolink, and I use also iSpy for all the rest of my cameras. And one of my big things with Reolinks, one reason I'm with Reolink, is they did the RPST compatible. So, okay, some of the Reolinks are not, they're proprietary. So I try to stay away from those. But Reolink has they got good software. Reolink's not as good as iSpy. iSpy is among the best, and it's free. Reolink is among the best stuff, but they're proprietary. They only work with their cameras.
So you need to continue buying Reolink cameras to use in a single system, everything.
I'll stick with Reolinks. They're good. They're among the best. They're not the high end. They're the best of the low end. They're getting some high resolution stuff, but it's up there. I use the E1 Pros. That's their cheapo. The Pro means it's got 5 gigahertz also, and they're typically 4 megapixels, and they include 5 gigahertz. They're not outdoor. I used to put them up under the eaves of the house.
Mhm.
They have pan tilt zoom for $45 and 4 megapixels and 5 gigahertz. And I mean, gosh, it's hard to beat that. But what I got trapped into some of their wire-free ones. Their wire-free ones are proprietary though. They don't talk RPST, that's irritating.
I've been wanting to put something around the house for quite a while, and now they got internet, but I don't really want it on the cloud. That's why I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know what kind of camera to put around. I got one of those little YC cameras or whatever a while back, but it has to pair to their app, so.
Yeah.
And I hate that, and it's like, I don't want all that crap broadcasting on the internet.
Yeah, the Reolinks, they do the thing that some people don't like, and you register each camera.
Yeah.
And that way, when you're out and about, you can find it.
Yeah.
So it has that sort of weakness. But so if you're high security nut, you're not gonna like that.
But it's something, I just thought it'd be kind of interesting because I watch the deer and stuff playing in the living yard, they play tag and all that kind of crap.
Sure, yeah.
There's squirrels all over the place.
Reolink's got the best find you can buy. You can buy the stupid E1 Pros, which is among the best surveillance cameras there are. They're just not outdoor. You can put it up under the eaves of the house, they're fine. You can buy them for $25. Generally,
I know how to solve Barry's problem.
Yeah.
When we leave, we open the trunk of my car and I give him a whole bunch of webcams and he just uses his old computers that he can't get rid of.
Read laptops in every room along the windows and drill holes through the wall.
Yeah, they're 720p's. They're not bad webcams.
Well, that's,
And they do have
it's
some.
not like I don't have 60 computers in the closet.
Yeah, it's not like you couldn't do something like that.
I just gotta figure out how to run all the wires to them.
Man, if
I'll help you out just fine.
I got, if you want something, I got a street cam, absolutely. I got 2 or 3 street cams ready to go. I just took one out of service in the barn last week. Just let me know. I already gave some of them away here.
The cost of them would be enough to just put them out in the trees, and if they get wet and damaged, they get wet and damaged.
Well, you can always put a little plastic
Put 'em-
container around them.
Put them in a little plastic tote.
At the end of a milk jug.
They really won't work well at night. there's no infrared on them, but that's overrated.
I got this stupid little raccoon coming up to my door at night now, and where the cat bowl's at, it's hilarious. But I can't see him at night because he's black, you know, but I can hear the bowl rattling as he's crawling around in it.
And I got the driveway monitor at the front door, so Foofer, the timeshare cat, comes around. I can tell he's there, and it's also got a hockey puck internet device out there with a timer, so it doesn't come on till like 5:30 in the morning. And after 9, you're on your own. So Foofer, he's in and out all the time.
Speaking of cameras, there is a new camera for the Arduino, which I don't know if it's available yet or not. And I can't find how much this cost.
Anyone, coffee candy?
Ooh, candy.
Me. Thank you, sir.
They're saying that this will
Coffee.
take the place of the ESP32 camera. It's faster, got more memory.
How many
It'll use-
pixels?
I
How many
don't,
pixels?
I don't know if they said how many pixels. Let's see if we can find out.
This is an ESP32? No,
No, this is an Ambi,
It'll be too many.
82 mini. AMB 82 mini. Which makes some hit or miss stuff. I don't see anywhere that says how many pixels, but it's supposed to be more for machine learning than, and at least they actually made an SDK that will support the Arduino IDE this time, instead of letting people try to figure it out on their own. I don't
How much?
I don't know. I haven't seen a price for it. I don't know if it's available yet. I don't know if this is. I saw a video about it earlier today. And I don't know much more than what I'm saying. I saw one of these videos for it earlier today.
can you run OpenCV on it?
I think so. Supposed to be for machine learning, and it's supposed to be 500 megahertz instead of 240 megahertz, more memory, and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi available to it, plus BLE. So they're saying that it in every imaginable way it is better than the ESP32 camera.
Yeah.
That's more of a heads up kind of thing about what may be coming down the pipe here soon.
Who makes it?
Ambi.
Ambi.
Sure.
So
I'll
we're
put
talking Ambi.com.
No. I'll put a link to it in the chat thingy. I'm probably, I call it Ambi, but it's probably not pronounced Ambi. Probably pronounced something else.
It looks like an amoeba.
Amoeba. But there's an extra A on it. No. There's an E in it. I don't know. Nobody knows how to pronounce any of the Chinese stuff. Have you seen how they say Waksan is ocean or something? For some of those radios? there was that and M5 stack. Seems like they are all in on the ESP32 S3s. Now, almost everything that they're making now is using the ESP32 S3s.
There is no on sale yet. No.
Did you find out more about it?
Huh?
Did you find out more about it?
No, I am restarting this thing,
No.
this Windows. He's doing whatever he wants. It's the second time I'm restarting. You need to restart. What?
Brave,
Please restart.
brave, I tell you.
Oh, here's a price.
Yeah.
Here's a price for that camera. 28 bucks.
Oh, well, that's not bad at all.
No. No, and it's, if you want to compete with the ESP32, you've got to come in right about the same price of ESP32. It doesn't look, well, it does say add to the cart.
Is it like a RISC-V processor or something? RISK.
Oh, a RISC
processor, yeah.
A RISC. ARM V8M.
Something, I don't know what it is.
Battery powered AI network camera applications. I don't think it is. I'll put a link to that too. I don't know who this company is that's selling it. It's probably a Chinese company. I'll put a link to it. $30 bucks. Whatever they charge for shipping. Vendor Seed Studio. Okay, let's see what seed. Let's see what seed's got.
What's that little doodad that is hooked by a wire and goes to the right of the board?
Yeah, this fire wire. It goes to the right of the board. I got off of it. Hang on.
Oh, that one doesn't have it. Okay, the previous link you sent did. There. Okay, you see the thing to the right of the board?
Oh,
There's a whoop.
that looks like an antenna to me.
Oh, is that what that? Okay.
This thing right here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that looks like an antenna. RT, it says RT ANT. So it's
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's an antenna. Okay.
it's an antenna. It looks like it's got a microphone right there. It looks like that's probably the programming and that's probably the debug port maybe.
What are those micro HDMIs?
They look like USB-C.
USB-C, looks like.
Okay.
I mean, you know how some of this you don't really find out much until you actually get it in your hands.
You sell more that way, right?
They sell more that way. Yeah, sure they do.
It's kind of like the Amazon ad that says it's a SATA drive and a SAS drive at the same time.
It says micro USB.
Okay.
Says micro USB, so
Okay.
it does
Never
have a
heard-
hardware
Never,
cafe.
I never heard of the company before, but that doesn't mean anything.
I have owned a couple of their chips before and they're hit or miss. Spec wise from just purely looking at what the chip can do, they seem like they're a whole lot better than ESP32s. But trying to make them work and actually do something useful has been not fun most of the time. So, like I said, for them to actually include an SDK that will work with the Arduino IDE is probably a huge step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I've had 2 or 3 of their boards and I've always thought that they were good boards. It's just getting them to actually do something useful. And when you have thousands of examples of ESP32 code and support for a large amount of ESP32 stuff, it's kind of hard to spend a whole lot of time messing with something else that's harder to use. Vicente kind of like yes and no.
I can wait.
Yeah. But
Well, you certainly have a larger cadre of people working on it, if it sits on the, Arduino IDE.
well, and I've heard that company make the claim before that they've come up with a chip that will kill the ESP32s. And I mean, like I said, spec wise, sure, but support wise, there's no way. I mean, so we'll see how this camera actually does. And for $30, it might be worth buying and playing with. I know that Vicente's gotten some AI stuff to work on the ESP32 cam, but it's a little cramped for space and stuff.
No AI.
Yeah,
You did some AI identifying.
yeah, but
Dogs or cats or something, I don't remember.
it's really cramped for space to do it. So, and Steve is here.
No. Hey, Steve.
Welcome, sir.
My alarm went off.
You had it going, you did?
Yeah, just wanted.
You don't go?
Sure. It's like, oh, thank you. My alarm on my phone goes off 5:15. I started to get up and my boss walks up. Away.
Oh,
Did you bring your new toy?
I did.
Woohoo!
I think you'll like this one too.
Yeah, you wouldn't look away the other day, so. Well, I don't have one yet.
So
Now, did you figure out the GPS?
not yet, I haven't even played with it, but I did figure out screen rotation.
Okay,
That's enabled by default with the turned off,
Like same thing?
not the,
Is that live sounds? Jim?
That's recorded live. Oh, that's not live now, no. That was a recording. But that's, the audio is. And the picture, and this is an old camera, this is from 4 or 5 years ago.
so
and all green.
it's so pretty.
I've got it set up naturally with an encrypted drive, but it's got a micro SD card in it as well. And if the card's in, that has the key to the Lux file system. So if I'm gonna travel or something, I can pull that out and password still works. But it won't be, it's pretty. It isn't terribly fast. I mean, it's a dual core i3.
It's not incredibly slow either.
No, SSDs are a wonderful thing.
I am so close to pulling the trigger on the one that I found, but I think it's an older, slightly older model than that one.
Works that way. Pull up the keyboard. But
So it automatically rotates.
it does. It's got the on-screen keyboard. I want to switch it to. Oh, and it also rotates the digitizer, which is definitely handy.
Yes.
I want to switch it to onboard because it's such a much prettier thing. I don't like the on-screen, but it's working.
It works.
So I haven't got either camera working yet for the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner is an I2C thing.
Yeah.
I think I just need to figure out where. It isn't auto recognizing it, and I'm wondering if the camera is also I2C.
I wondered from reading some of the documentation, if the camera on the back wasn't a barcode reader.
Okay,
And if it's a barcode reader, it looks like it uses a serial port.
Oh, hey,
it looks like a camera. I mean, it's camera-y.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that actually, it's accidentally going in my bag tonight.
Yeah,
Barry just doesn't know it yet.
yeah. I'm thinking about buying one of those. I want to scan my dog. Find out if her chip is moving around.
With me. It's so close to pulling the trigger on the one that I found.
So I already ordered and put in a spare set of batteries. It's interesting to me in BIOS, it just says there's batteries and they're this percentage charged. Whereas with Dell batteries, it tells the model number and what they're rated at and what percentage of that is left. Because the batteries that are supposed to be in there are 34 watt hours each. And that's what these are supposed to be. I don't know. But the original batteries, it comes back and says they're both rated about 28 watt hours now. So they're at 80%. These, it just says they're charged.
They're charged.
Can't talk to him like it does the bells.
Yeah. Which is weird to me that,
Extra shit.
yeah,
Do you like this theme for Ubuntu or for Linux Mint?
yeah,
I don't like I don't like this theme.
Move the cinnamon.
Is
Yeah.
that 21 or 21.1?
it's 21.1, but they've got 21.2 out now. So my dog should show up as an RFID, right? 125 kilohertz RFID.
There are three serial ports that are registered, USB 0, 1, and 2. One of those is going to be your GPS.
Okay,
Guaranteed one of those will be the GPS. So you just need software to
GPSD should work with it. I just need to play with it. It also has the cell phone
There you go. So,
built in too. And that works. I just don't have a spare chip at the moment.
if you put
My dolphin's yanking at me. Take the red pill.
you put GTK term on there, you could play around with various serial protocols and see what it's actually talking.
Right. Yeah. I use Minicom
Oh, okay.
just because I've used it for 15 years now.
Let's scan something.
What are you scanning?
he just showing Art the his flipper. In case he wants to get
I found a Verizon.
what we found out is you have to block the whole picture and it'll refocus. Put it between that and the camera and see if it'll refocus with it. Give him a good picture of it. That's Gail's air pump. She just got it at the auction.
What is it? Screen 9600, and then the port you want to look at.
Oh, not screen. Screen does a disconnected terminal, and then reconnects you to it. It's
I know there's a way to do it.
TTY.
You gotta tell it the baud rate though, right? Somewhere. Option does not help. TTY print the file name of the terminal connected to the standard input. I don't think that's what I want.
I don't think I've even got GPSD installed yet.
You should be able to just see the NAM strings going across the. That's not what I
You
want.
can just cat one of the files. In the devices.
But how would you tell what baud rate?
If you cat it, it just spits out noise. If there's noise to be spit, it spits it. It'll already be set at some baud rate. I was thinking it was gonna be 115 too, but
That document that I found said 9,600,
okay.
which is pretty standard for GPS.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been keeping notes of what I've gotten working and what I haven't, what I had to do. And at some point, I'm gonna wipe it, start over again and just install the parts I need.
So
Wouldn't you have any credit cards they want to test?
No,
dang it, I wanted a payday.
We wanted to go shopping on Amazon.
What are you planning with this?
I plan on using it as a substitute garage door opener, among other things.
Do you need to have more hardware for that? You
Nope.
already have
Just
Wi-Fi
need
and
to-
Bluetooth here.
Need to put the chip in there, or the memory card,
Okay.
so that it can store the. And clone and pretend to be my garage door.
Sale.
Yeah,
so you can hook a second button.
you put all kinds of stuff to it. Credit card reader.
USB 2 is busy, but the other two aren't really showing.
Okay,
So there's something there.
You have an app on your phone.
I think you can, but I don't have an app on my phone, I just got it, I haven't done anything with it yet.
It's a big block.
yeah,
Yeah. You can download and put apps on it, grab it, so like, people that have already.
Also,
Yeah. Like that's what I do, I mean, that's. You know, I'll scan just about anything.
See if it's
you're trying to get your
yes, stuck there.
Near field,
If it's stuck in
red.
user off mode, you may not see it.
why?
Well, you will with the program that can read you block, but through the serial port, you may not actually see any kind of strings or anything happen
Feel a Tesla,
Okay,
because it's
a Tesla car. You can pop the doors open and start them.
it's like. It's
Probably gotta be there
asking
when
you
Jeep
something
was
most
used,
customers
but
don't display.
there's some interesting video.
Or if they do, they don't display it correctly.
Yeah. Linus. I don't know if he's done with it. I would say, I watched a couple videos of people playing with them and
It's also in black color.
probably can, I don't know. I heard so show.
so the
They're really hard to get a hold of. They live out of,
USB
out
2.
of print all the time.
I would think that it's USB 2 because.
That's sealed.
I have to tell you how to make this work. And nothing's happening.
Yeah. So it was gonna-
Thought would say, I can't, I don't know where you are or whatever. They get on that.
Yeah, okay, so just run it in the background. And how do you read from it?
They can be my car fob. Could probably clone my car fob, because I only got one fob left that works.
There. There it is.
Beautiful.
So it's working.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't have a fix here inside the building.
Yeah.
Kind of a happier multi-tool. Whatever.
Mhm. Awesome.
All in one little package.
Easy peasy, low.
Change the traffic lights, the intersection.
When you demonize it,
Garage door over there.
I guess we.
Yeah,
it's set up so you.
unlock the car doors.
And recognizes the U blocks.
So that means that it should be able to send U-blocks commands to change the output to something that's actually more useful.
Yeah.
This is what your mapping software
Right.
would use,
Yeah, that's, I had intended on putting. Yeah. Map. What's the open source maps?
open source
You
map.
can add
That's what it is. It's the open source map. That thing's awesome.
Yeah.
I forget what's in it. Got a,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's
That's an
Android,
add-on.
like a- Yes.
There are other add-ons you can put on it, yeah.
Yeah.
I found a. Logo pin receptacle that'll fit on here,
The top bang is little,
3D print thing. And it just uses these two,
so
so
they
they
can like sniff Wi-Fi.
that's the camera, that's the flash, which is why I don't think that that's just a. Yeah, sorry. I got it some. Clean that up. But it's, even though they're fake batteries, the little LEDs work. I was happy about that.
The one that I was listening at only for one battery, but looks like it's the same
Oh.
battery.
Yeah, and they're $24 online. It's free shipping.
How you program
This one is the,
C.
well, the one I found is the two. So it's a slightly
For
different.
these. With the menu on the
I
screen,
can't really see.
most part you can load.
7202 or 7220?
No,
Stuff
17.
on the SD card, and you can extract it to the.
Because I thought the 12 was the screen.
Oh.
Not.
Flash the.
From looking at specs of this one and the specs of the O2, it looks like the real difference is the age. One's a little bit older. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same, as far as I can tell.
I really want to get this fingerprint scanner to work, but I haven't. That I've been working on and it is eluding me.
It's awesome. Put me a rugged laptop in the cruiser and look like I'm a real one.
Look like you're a cop, huh?
Last year, I'd probably get you shot.
I met a guy the other day that he had a Crown Vic. It still had all the lights and they actually worked. And I was like, you know, you're going to get in trouble for that eventually. Somebody's going to pay attention to that.
Only if you use it for bad.
So the question,
So GPSD was already running, me typing it didn't do anything.
it started,
Since they're in waits for something to attach to that socket, that's why you couldn't read
that's
it.
probably why I couldn't read it. Yeah. That makes sense.
So it's inactive, but it gives you a green dot because running GPS on
Told it,
should turn it back on.
told it to do its thing.
Or not.
Well, it did it once. That says it's running. You didn't tell, I don't know. I don't know. That was weird. It worked. I saw it work.
Yeah.
Now the question is what are the other two serial ports for?
Doesn't show up when they do that. So I think one could be the RFID reader.
Okay.
And would be the serial. Right? Actually, that was kind of- no, that would show up as PTY. Yeah,
Yeah. That wouldn't show up as a USB port.
so you will,
Unless it's
Nah.
weird.
yeah. What the hell is that?
I guess that could be a weird USB port. That doesn't make.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a weird serial port on it. A weird IO port.
That word is what they call serial.
Looks like it's like a very, very teeny tiny 9-pin serial port.
Yeah, I was just saying, that's like old school mini cereal or something.
It looks to me like the old Apple ADD connector,
It's a serial port.
just not different.
Probably their mouse.
Well, yeah,
Not, no, not the mouse. Older. No, ADD was a network thing. They had a weird little network jack, and that's what it looks like to me. Now, well, they may make one, but I ain't got it.
it's actually, there's actually more, it looks more like maybe 10 pins on top and probably 10 pins on bottom. That's weird. That,
What do you drink that for?
No, no, it's not parallel.
no, I was, when he said that last week, I was thinking, that it was some sort of special equipment that cops would plug into.
Well, it's probably what plugs into the car. Through there.
It is right next to the power, so that would kind of make sense. And
Yeah.
that has screws, so they could have a connector that's power and noise going back to the car.
That's the power connector, so if there was a thing. A big connector, one big connector, screw it down so it never comes out. Put it in your car, power it up to your 12 volts. But I would imagine the 12-volt adapter thing plugs into the back pogo fence. Doesn't
It can. But what Dell sells for that has the little round connector on it.
I don't know, that's a mysterious.
Is it like a field? We need to work in the field.
Oh, should work anyway. In theory, it's slightly waterproof. I discovered the only fragile thing on it. The mouse things that Leroy's about to discover. Oh, my! It's got strong little magnets, don't it?
Right. Keyboard backlight.
You can control the color of it.
We're trying to log into Steve Jones and it's saying no.
And this is calling AAUI.
AAUI, okay.
Kind of looks like that. Well,
AAUI?
I mean, that's kind of what it looks like, right?
I can't see it. I don't have my glasses on.
That's a
Close to
piece
the-
of sort.
That's like the same.
I know.
This has two screws.
Oh, yeah, that's on. On the
Yeah.
side.
That could be it.
Yeah, that could be it. What does it say that is?
AAUI, I don't know.
It's just some weird.
It was a port that existed once upon a time, I guess. I don't know. Let's take a look.
It's just a weird connector.
AAUI. Still real flat top.
This.
Tonight then. Yeah. They do make cables for them, $75 freaking dollars.
Mhm.
Better to use a USB-C up.
You got a USB-C jack on there, just,
Yeah,
oh,
so crappy as it is. It does Netflix surprisingly well.
huh. See, I would stick like external on there. Right. Use it as a, that's all I really cared about, external.
I'm just curious what it was used for.
No, that's not it. No,
That's it, but backwards. It doesn't have flicks. It's a biggie for me. Oh, and the sound is okay.
That sounds like Arnold.
Yep,
it's on the,
yeah, Netflix,
it'll be back,
Arnold.
it'll be back.
It's the sub micro connector.
I am honored and I'll be back.
Sub micro.
Tell him he'll be back and.
But I set it up to auto hide the taskbar, whatever they want to call it on this, so you drag up the. This was working just perfectly the other day. Drag off the bottom of the screen and it brings up the taskbar. Maybe I've got this.
I had a Toshiba that was roughly about that same size that finally bit the dust. It was an old Toshiba and it came off the keyboard like that and everything and pretty nice, but it was all spinny. The hard drive was spinny, the whole 9 yard. And I think it had 3 gigs of RAM in it, and that was all it would ever take.
This is 8.
Yeah,
But
but
and it's upgradable to 16 or
16.
32.
yeah, the one I was looking at said 16 was the most. So maybe that's the difference between the two models.
This one, Dell says it only goes to 16,
Other people
but
say
other
no.
people say I put in 2 16s and it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, you say you just go set higher than this.
that Toshiba, I used to use it as a put external on it
Mhm.
and just write notes and save paper.
What
Okay.
model is that?
What is extra? You've never dealt with it.
It's a journaling program. It's a replacement for Microsoft Journal.
Okay, 7212.
7212.
Technically, they call it a Latitude 7212 Extreme Rugged. And there's apparently multiple levels of rugged. There's the rugged and the extreme rugged. I think that means this can also be used as a weapon.
Yeah,
When I was looking at those on eBay,
Mhm.
there are definitely different extremes of rugged, because that 7202 that I was looking at didn't say extreme, but everything else looked the same, so. It fell pretty much in the cost that you were talking about though, so
You said it's called external.
external, yeah.
yeah, it says.
Hopefully it's still available for
Artist 232.
hopefully that's still available for 21. But like in that orientation, it duplicates a piece of paper almost perfect.
I get unable to locate external. Is there a dash in it or anything? JOURNAL, XJOU.
It might not be spelled journal.
You got a snake in your garage?
Yes, we did. That's the guy that's working on the kitchen. He found my snake. I go out in and look at the video. He said, there's a snake. I look at the video and he's spraying something at it. WD-40.
Drop the
It
J.
makes it so it can't slide around as well.
It's
Yeah,
X.
he looked like he was having issues.
NAL.
Got a wax.
yeah, it's external, but it's external or whatever.
Okay,
No J, there's no J.
You got that for how much?
this. 190.
What I pretty much, and I'm not,
Well, I'm not sure that it isn't.
Well, I'm sitting here, there's one on sale for 35 on partspeople.com, but something tells me it's missing a lot of pieces because it looks like they got to strip it down to the shell.
so you may have to install that from the GitHub repository.
Okay,
So it's
The i5 model for $1,000.
That's weird.
What for?
Exactly.
oh, yeah,
Two half wheels.
That's pretty basic.
Basic.
We'll do that just for fun.
yeah. They asked if they could, but not if they should.
Should.
That's pretty weird.
Hey, you know, you get half a flat tire, so it'll be still drive.
All the time.
If you hit just the right pothole, I bet that's really rough.
Yeah.
But why would you want, oh, I'm asking that
Well,
question.
yeah, you're asking the why questions now. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I definitely would suspect it to get some looks going down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm breaking the rule by asking why though.
But can you imagine what that's like at 50 miles an hour when those two weights are rocking? Holy crap, that thing,
Look at how it's vibrating, just
yeah.
Well, it might smooth
23
out.
miles an hour.
It might smooth out.
Wait, so some vibration. Well, it's compensated. by the other one, but it's in a different distance. So
Yeah.
Some
It'd,
vibration.
it'd turn into a rocking motion. It would be rough.
Good way to put
Wheelie.
everybody to sleep.
Pop a wheelie, yeah.
I mean, just at
I'm
Okay,
surprised
this
they
is
didn't
our next project.
put it on the front wheel.
I don't want to do that project.
That you will be
The guinea
test
pig?
pilot, don't worry. We work on it.
Mm,
I like to see the
It's feeling the
wheels from snow
conflict,
crash.
something.
Somebody built one of those. The telescoping wheels. Adjust for the terrain.
okay. I've never seen it.
You never read Snow Crash. It's a good book.
It should be installed now. One of the things I don't like about this onboard keyboard or on screen, what I like about onboard better, it has arrows and escape.
Yeah,
It's touch the screen.
Yeah.
Touch. Ah, great.
But it has no tab, and I really use tab a lot. There. Now we get tab.
But those run circles around the Chromebook.
I resemble that remark.
My niece decided she wants a Chromebook for some reason. I'm just curious why. She's got my i7 laptop.
$58.
Never give it back.
$58, yeah.
so if you like write notes to yourself or whatever, that journal program, that it's great. And you can save them as PDFs or you can save them as
Images.
images.
Assembled in China.
Really?
Why does that surprise you, Barry?
Manufactured Flipper devices in Philadelphia. Sweet beat.
Everything's manufactured,
Assembled.
made, so somehow or another has a connection to China.
But you can't type.
No, it's meant for writing. It's
Okay.
I think there is a in one of the menus, you can go in and. You remember the old Apple Newtons? I
Do you like that you can annotate a PDF? That's nice.
I think you can select text, handwritten text, and have it converted to typewritten text. I don't remember how to do that. Like the old Apple Newtons would do.
What's it? Dallas. Texas.
Poorly, by the way.
Tell us what.
Says read and
Yeah,
store.
but we'll use also the charging network from Tesla. Is joining.
Yeah, yeah, they paid pretty good money to Tesla for that.
It says it can store, read and store Dallas touch memory keys.
I think those are the round dots that they were using for. Well, you see them scattered around in buildings. And guards have a wand, they go up and. So it keeps track of where they walk.
Tesla will be the standard. Charging.
Yeah,
So
Can be a universal TV remote.
that is. We like. I went, right now we have two, one for the sound, one for the TV.
Yeah.
That irritates me.
That's what that's rigging with. We got the stupid Cincinnati TV, since the all fiber TV crap. Their remotes don't control non. Like super high end brands, or like the Samsung TV will control it just fine.
Yeah,
But like we got an Insight TV and
So
I don't know what the other brand is. But it won't work with them.
their desktop
So like you
went
gotta,
up 4.3% today. Tesla.
on TV, it'll turn it on, but the TV defaults because it's got built-in Roku, so it defaults to the Roku.
Try
So
this,
all you gotta do is arrow over to the TV. But the alt fiber TV won't let you arrow
Do that.
over.
yeah.
try to program it for Vizio. For a Vizio TV. Both of my Rokus, neither one of them. I mean, one's a
Well, that's the thing, I don't.
one's a generic
One's a
Walmart
Sharp.
brand, and
Sharp.
one's a Sharp,
Yeah.
and both of them,
Work on them.
even if I use my video remote, they use Vizio.
Well, that's just it, the guy that was supposed to set all that crap up and everything, and he didn't leave us jack on how to configure those to do anything.
Just Google
They
it,
just dropped and left, you know,
just Google it, it can't be too
but
hard.
that's like that.
That's
It's
that-
TV, it won't even turn it on.
The Microsoft of the PC industry. Remember,
What he
Microsoft
did-
just sell operating systems
There's
from all the
3 or 4
brands.
different Vizios,
in
and he just
that
got to
time.
the first one that would turn it on.
Now,
and he did.
Tesla
Check
is
it.
Well,
selling
no, it's,
chargers,
like that,
all the
it's,
brands.
it won't even turn it on.
Also,
Yeah,
driving
control it at all.
artificial intelligence
Oh,
system.
okay.
That one, so the
Uh,
original remote just turned it on, and then you're good
Come
to
on,
go, because that one doesn't have any smart guts to it. But then the one with the built-in Roku, it'll turn that TV on, just you can't arrow over to switch it to the TV, it wants to default to the home menu for the Roku. And you have no way to control the Roku, which is odd, because it turns it on and off and volume and everything else, it just won't let you arrow.
Roku, for whatever reason, they use Vizio
Television control.
for the controls,
Well, I don't.
For the
I don't know, it makes
codes.
sense.
for the codes,
Okay.
yeah.
But I think it's weird that, you know, if that remote's so universal, and I mean, controls everything on the Samsung television just fine. But
The,
not the,
yeah, I think when I set up my universal remote for the Samsung, and I was going through Samsung codes and none of them were working, I was like, what the? And then on the off chance, I programmed it from my Vizio, which was sitting next to it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got to the Vizio, it turned on both, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So
same circuit board.
same something.
Well, so that's what cracked me up too, is like, so I tore that old Samsung down before they came to take it, trying to fix it. And it was a Hansel monitor and control boards and everything in it. And I was like really shocked that Hansel croaked that early. I mean, it's right at like 9.10 months old. 9 years and 10 months, but Hansel's usually got a 10-year warranty on everything they ever manufactured back in the day, but there's some stupid power, it just stopped. I mean, it turned on, just no video to the driver lights, and I never could trace it down because it wasn't capped, so. I'm not that good at diagnostics.
It probably was an inverter board
No, it was,
or the fluorescent tubes. Just
well, no, it's, I mean,
Broke
that
out.
all tested, that's what I'm saying, it all tested fine, except for it was doing a 5 light blink code, which was power, so that stuff wasn't getting power. So I figured it was on the power board. But I never did check the what was coming off the power board. And it bothered to bust out a molded.
I find,
I just figured one of the caps popped and. Cause it was working and all of a sudden the screen was dead and
it was working and then it wasn't.
you still had audio, so I mean, the TV was booting.
Those would like you to unmute. No, thank you.
I didn't say nothing about unmuting. I didn't touch my computer.
Yeah. He's making false accusations.
I haven't touched my computer since Steve got here and I got enamored with his
Trying to steal
computer.
his laptop.
Abandoned ship.
Oh, is my flipper still in the box?
If not, trying to shake down. Yeah.
Everybody wants that flipper.
Everybody gets a wall, yeah. Nobody leaves.
Bring down the hammer.
Flipper.
I seriously considered picking one of those up. I don't know what I'd use it for, other than verifying that they really did put a chip in it.
Yeah. Well, that's to say, I looked at what, I need I was telling the guys earlier, I was like, I need a new garage door opener, what they want for a garage door, and I bought some on Amazon, then they,
$30 or so.
well, on Amazon, that was fake. I never got them and they
Oh,
charged me for, yeah, it was a fake company, so they, like, Amazon deleted the companies. I don't know if I ever got reversed or not, and it's been removed from our purchase. But to get a real one, they're like 60 to 80 bucks.
Really?
So by the time you buy 2 or 3 of them, you can buy the whole new system for 150, you get 2.
Yeah. What kind of
That's-
garage door opener?
It's just a
LiftMaster
Sears
something?
Craftsman. Little 2-door garage door opener, and they used to be 20 or 30 bucks, but since COVID, they're like $75 a hit, and I can't find it underneath that.
I
Where you
Picked
get
one
a
up
real
for my
one.
mom at Home Depot. It was $28.
No, I've looked at Home Depot for the last year, and they
But
want,
that was for, she doesn't have a LiftMaster, she has something else. Another one.
I was gonna say, you know, some of the other brands maybe, but for the Sears Craftsman, it's like 75, 80 bucks at
Yeah.
Home Depot, and they're the only ones that carry it, because they have the Sears line, but and then Lowe's don't have them at all. And online, they're like 75 bucks on Amazon to buy a real one. I'm like, I don't want to spend that times 3. Because especially you can buy a whole new unit for 150, but I don't want to install another motor.
So how does it deal with the code hopping and stuff?
I haven't played with it yet, but it
It's magic. Don't have too many questions.
33
Make it-
garage opens, so like you just and it'll play it back, I guess. So
No, I don't think that would
Don't
work.
they have a rotating code?
I have no idea
It's supposed to.
if they do. I mean, I don't know how long essentially it's syncing up with the codes. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, in theory, it's supposed to be a formula. It's basically random numbers, but there's a way it works, and every time you push the button, it generates the next code.
Yeah.
And your garage door is expecting any of these 20. So if
Yeah.
you press the button a whole bunch,
You get all 20 codes.
it's, well, no, it's out of sync. And now you push the button and you're sending code 54, but your garage door is only listening for 1 through 24.
But how's you got 2 or 3 remotes? How's those remotes gonna know?
I don't know.
You know, if there's that many codes.
See, I always wondered about that with key fobs for cars,
Yeah, because I said you can
because I
clone my key fob and it'll unlock my car, and they're showing where if they stand by Teslas and hit it enough times, they pop the hatch on their gas in and start them.
I've seen,
So
I've been in parking lots and you see somebody hit a key fob and 2 or 3 cars will go beep beep.
Yeah.
Not that they've unlocked, just that they've recognized that
there's a
Okay.
fob.
there's a fob somewhere.
I'm the asshole. Whenever I see somebody come out of the store with the thing, I honk the horn.
I was sitting at Kroger's the other day and there were 3 Lexus sitting next to each other. Pretty much, I think they were all the same year, but whatever, somebody came out and hit a button and all 3 of them went beep, beep, beep. And I went, interesting.
Guy owns 3 cars. Yeah, 3 Lexus.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not.
Rich guy, he's
So-
he's
I
rich.
used to have a link for the universal BMW fob from China on AliExpress or whatever. It was like $19 and you had to solder it yourself. But like, of course, that's not legal anymore. But there was like, I forget what city it was, banned, like you can't send those to Germany anymore. Because there's a town like started with an L, but how many BMWs were stolen? They actually like had on the signs coming into the city saying that if you have a BMW and you leave it for more than 2 minutes, it's expected to be stolen.
It's going to be gone.
Because they're the
You sure
mob,
that wasn't Detroit?
Yeah.
You're not going to have a BMW for long.
the mob there in that Liechtenstein town or whatever, you know, actively watched for those cars and they had universal remotes and just as soon as you walk in, and they drive off. That's
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
But that's all, I've always wondered about that, because if you hit the button and 3 different cars go off, somebody's code has changed somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, we're out of time. All right, we are virtual next week, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I will see you next week.
Good night.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
See you.